I don't know, bro. Something about being out in nature makes you realize some shit, man. You know, a lot of people talk about escaping the matrix, right? Becoming free, unplugging. And, part of that is associated with being out in nature and off grid and homestead and blah, blah, blah. But in the Matrix, there was that dude, man. And of course, he's the villain. Maybe not the main villain, but a key villain. Where he's out the Matrix and he's just like, yo, bro, plug me back in. Plug me back in. He's like, I want that steak. I don't even care if it's fake. Yeah, you hearing that right from a vegan. I've eaten my share of fake steak, all right? But truth is, man, I kind of feel him. Because escaping the Matrix is more internal than we think. Escaping the Matrix is uninstalling the programming. This running on autopilot. This unable to grasp control of our life. This ADHD, focus all over the place. External blame. External happiness. Just looking for everything that's outside of us. And continued cycles of that. And continued cycles of trauma to fuck up the inside of us so that way we have to keep going outside of us. Mental health is fucked up right now. And the Matrix thrives off of that. It makes it worse because, you got fucked up mental health. You go to the doctor. The doctors are paid more just to feed prescriptions. The prescriptions only deal with not the root cause of any actual issue, but just the symptoms. Plus come with their own set of side effects that you need more medication for. Everything externally that we rely on systematically is tied directly with the Matrix, man. And it don't respect us. It doesn't have our best interests in mind. It just wants to keep damaging us internally. Look at the programming that they give us for entertainment. All these women are unbelievably flake. Well, they're flaky, but they're unbelievably fake, literally. And they're all considered beautiful because they keep showing us these images of beauty tied in with images of lust. They just keep telling us what beauty is supposed to be. And it's a standard that people can't live up to. It's external beauty. We don't realize all the internal beauty. All of our internal shit is getting fucked up in the Matrix. So let's say you break free from all this programming, right? Let's say you wake up to it. If you're gonna be like, I don't fuck with the external, you gotta fuck with the internal. So at our core, what is there? Well, you're gonna find that there is a shitload of trauma. At our core, we're hurt. At our core, we've got issues from our childhood that we've learned to blame on our parents, who are just repeating cycles that they've had from their childhood. So let's say you go into your heart and you discover that. And you discover all the resentments that you've held on to, all of the people who have hurt you that you didn't love, that were just figures in your life. All the pain, all the self-sabotage, all the unworthiness that we feel for ourselves, through mistakes, judgments, what other people have said, made us think or feel. Let's say you see all of this like a jungle of pain. And you say, something's got to be done about this. I can't live this way anymore. Now that I'm not relying on the external vices, I got to clean up this inside. So you look at that childhood train. That train that never stops. That childhood pain, that trauma. And you decide to let it go. But not in a way where you just, forget about it. Nah. You let it go with love. Because it's easy to love your parents. Those are some of the easiest people it is to love. And you realize that they're just learning from their mistakes. That they're just people. That they were taught how to live from people who were also just learning from mistakes. We're just people too. And generations of people just living outside of themselves never had a reason to do some internal spring cleaning. And you forgive your mother for not giving you that attention. And let's say we decide to forgive our mother for not giving us the attention we needed. Or for constantly being busy and on the go with things. We forgive them because the reason they were like that is because they had pain in their heart. And this generational trauma recycling has given you pain in your heart about them. And you understand that they're just human and you forgive them. And that space in your heart that had a wall around it, protecting it from that pain, the walls go down. And that piece of your heart that was littered with sadness, you get back. And it's cleansed and it's yours now. And you're like, wow. Now I feel more full. I feel more myself. I feel lighter. And you're like, all right, let's keep going through this jungle of pain. Let's go towards the other parts. What else needs my attention in my heart? And you go, of course, to forgive your father because he wasn't around. Because he tried to guide you but misguided you. Because it caused anger that was locking out a corner of your heart. But you realize he's seen some fucked up shit growing up. You realize he never got over his things. And now here you are, not getting over his things. And you clear up that space in your heart. You reclaim it. You liberate it. And after doing this just a couple times, you start to enjoy it. It's like you're collecting all the pieces of yourself to become whole. And you just keep going down the line. Go to every bit of your heart. And you just keep going. You free it. You become happy when there's no reason to be happy. You can laugh over literally nothing. You can feel sadness without it taking your heart hostage. And you know it's okay to be sad. You even know it's okay to be angry without being bitter or resentful or holding grudges. You have all access to your heart now. You have every feeling and every right to feel them. And you feel light. And it feels good. But your heart being so light, is it going to be hard to live in a world where everyone's heart is heavy? But they're on their own path. They have their own lessons to learn. And you empathize with them. And you feel from them. Or you feel for them. But you got to live and let live. That's what the light in your heart has taught you. But then one day, you fall in love with somebody who has a heavy heart. And all this lightness in your heart gives you strength. And you're like, I don't care. I can love anybody, any way. And you can. And you do. But it's hard. You know, it's hard. Their heaviness weighs different than your heaviness did. They have trials and tribulations that you couldn't ever imagine clearing out from your jungle of pain. It's something you can't even fathom. And now this person with a heavy heart has someone to share that weight with. And it's you. And your light heart gets a little heavier as time goes on. And now you thought you could lighten this heart. But realistically speaking, is a balloon going to lift a rock? Or is a rock going to bring down the balloon? You know, and you start becoming different. You start becoming heavy. And it's not the worst thing in the world. You've been heavy. You remember what that was like. But you remember that you don't like being that way. You remember that that's not your best you. You remember what it felt like to be light. And after a long enough time, you dream of being light again. Fast forward some more time, and you either do something about it, or you wish you were never light at all. And you start resenting those memories because they were too unrealistic. They were fantasy that somehow got lost and made its way into reality. That they couldn't be real. I must have fucking hallucinated them. Because now I'm living in reality. And it's heavy here. But my point is, that dude who won that fake steak and get back into the matrix, I feel him. Because it's hard to have light in your heart in a world of darkness. It's hard to be free of the programming when everybody's hypnotized. It's hard to live life as an outcast everywhere you go. So I guess if I'm gonna bring it all around, the reason I became vegan was to eat fake steak. The fuck am I talking about, man? But I think you know what I mean.